Vento Tene, an Italian island with a mysterious past. Just off its shore lies a watery graveyard filled with the remains of ancient Roman ships. Now, a team of deep-sea explorers is setting out to uncover the mystery of these wrecks and why they were lost.
It's not every day that 5 well-preserved shipwrecks are discovered within one contained area.
Recovering some of the ancient cargo could reveal new secrets about the Roman Empire and this enigmatic island.
Wait. It's a big one.
The dive site is more than 300 feet underwater. Extreme conditions which will test the crew's courage and equipment to their limits.
I just have this big bang.
This expedition is a combination of extreme diving and archaeology. Vento Tene is a tiny Italian holiday island, just 43 miles off the coast of Naples. It is also the site of one of the most remarkable archaeological finds in recent history.
This is the recovery rope.
In 2009, archaeologist Timmy Gambin and his crew scanned the seabed surrounding the island with sonar equipment and discovered 5 ancient Roman shipwrecks. And now they've returned to retrieve the ancient cargo, untouched for more than 2 millennia. The first dive is to the wreck of a Roman merchant ship, filmed using a remote camera called an ROV. The ship's wooden hull has long since rotted away, but its cargo of amphorae is incredibly well preserved. The team wants to bring one of these jars to the surface, as they can provide precious clues on how the ancient Romans lived. But this treasure is under 360 feet of water, nearly 3 times deeper than a recreational scuba diver can go. So far, the crew has only been able to get their robotic camera down to film the wreck. Sending humans down proves more difficult. Italian cameraman Roberto Rinaldi is a deep-sea diver who's worked with legendary explorer Jacques Cousteau. Together with his partner Marco, nicknamed Numero Uno, he'll descend to the bottom of the ocean where the wrecks lie. Divers must use special equipment when going so deep. The compressed air normally used for scuba diving can have dangerous side effects.
You can feel a bit dizzy, you can feel sleepy, you can feel euphoric, but basically your brain is not working in a normal way. It's not working as it should work. And obviously this is something you don't want to experience when you are diving, especially when you're diving deep.
Instead of air, the divers breathe a finely tuned mix of oxygen, nitrogen, and helium. And for backup, they've recruited a team of military divers from a special branch of the Carabinieri, a part of the Italian army. The archaeologists only have this highly skilled team for 5 days, so the clock is ticking.
Now push.
Out on the ocean, archaeologist Timmy Gambin begins the first phase of the mission, locating and marking the shipwreck.
Our starting point is a GPS waypoint. Once we're on that point, we put down a shot line, which is basically a rope which will lead the divers from the surface to the wreck site.
The crew tries to maneuver the boat precisely over the wreck and then drops a lead weight. The weight must land as close as possible to the wreck without smashing the precious cargo.
Okay, clamp weight.
Now, all eyes are on skipper Aaron Podesta.
Aaron's nickname from the Italian part of the team is Sniper, Cecchino, because of his accuracy. Okay, it's on the bottom.
The sniper is confident he's hit the mark, but the crew must confirm his accuracy. They mobilize their diving robot, the ROV. Its video camera will show the ROV pilot where the shot line has landed. If the marker is too far away from the wreck, the divers may struggle to reach the site.
Yeah, that's what we found it.
Just found it.
Just on.
Right on.
We're extremely happy. Aaron was able to get the shot line down within 2 meters of the site, which, when you consider the 110-meter depth that exists between us and the site, is I think it's a good shot.
Roberto and Marco start the dive. There is no direct line of communication between the divers and the boat, so from now on, they're on their own. As the divers descend through the water, the pressure on their bodies reaches over 150 pounds per square inch, 5 times that of a car tire. And there it is, the wreck they've been so eager to find. This is the first time in more than 2,000 years that a human being has been anywhere near these amphorae. The wreck is so well preserved, some amphorae are still stacked in their original positions. None of the containers have intact stoppers, so there's little hope of finding any of their ancient contents inside. At such extreme depths, the divers can only spend a few minutes at the wreck, so they must quickly decide which amphora to bring to the surface. It must be clear of the other amphorae so they can lift it out without breaking it. Numero uno spots the perfect target. He clips the recovery line around the amphora and starts his ascent. Diving in such deep water also makes resurfacing more complicated. If the divers came straight up to the surface, lethal gas bubbles would form in their bloodstream. Instead, they must come up very slowly to clear the high-pressure gases from their bodies. It takes more than 3 hours. Now it's time for the surface crew to retrieve the ROV.
Can we recover?
Let's start picking up.
You guys, can I just get a minute to sort things out? Because I don't know where the rest of this cable went.
Roberto and Marco have a shot line down for their decompression. We've got the original shot line down with an amphora attached, and we've got over 120 meters of ROV cable down. We just want to make sure that all these 3 cables are free from one another. Well done, good recovery. Yes.
The crew can start pulling up their treasure. It's a delicate operation. They don't know how fragile the ancient pottery is. If the boat bounces in the waves and jerks the line even slightly, it could easily break the amphora's neck.
Okay, careful, she's there.
While they are excited to catch their first glimpse, they must be extra cautious.
Bring the top.
Once out of the water, the amphora's full weight hangs by a single thread. But it survives without a scratch. It is in excellent condition, given that it spent thousands of years underwater.
My first reaction is a fantastic feeling. The last time someone touched it, approximately 2,100 years ago, it was the stevedore who was putting it carefully into the hold of the ship, thinking that it was going to safely make it to its destination.
This simple piece of pottery holds important clues about the shipwrecks. And in the hands of an expert like Timmy, it will open up a window into ancient Roman life. On board the expedition ship, the crew has a closer look at their find. The amphora's contents have long since vanished, so Timmy can't tell immediately what it carried. But he can build on the detective work of other archaeologists. He compares this vessel to a database of known amphorae types and finds a match.
This amphora dates from the 1st century BC, originates from Italy, and was made to carry wine.
What is considered treasure today was actually a very common object in ancient Rome.
These containers have been referred to as the jerry cans of antiquity. But rather than fuel, they were used to carry foodstuffs.
With their pointed ends, amphorae can't stand on their own. But in fact, their unique shape made them perfect shipping containers. Stacked inside a ship, the tip of each amphora fits precisely into the neck of the one below to form interlocking layers. The layers make the most of the available space and keep the cargo stable. The humble amphora was a cornerstone of the Roman Empire. In fact, it was just as mighty as the sword. Without the vital goods it carried, Rome could not have sustained its 500-year reign. The Carabinieri take the amphora to the local museum for cleaning and display. But the question remains, where was this boatload full of wine going?